It's Jason here at the Backroom Podcast. We are live at Emerald City ComiCon, and I'm here with Chris Roberson.
Hello again.
Welcome back.
I'm glad to be back.
So, at this time last year, we got to get a good tale from you about how long it took you to break into the industry.
Yes.
And then, right about the time, a couple of issues of Cinderella, Fabletown had come out.
I did this math the other day. Like I think by Emerald City last year, I'd had like one fill-in of Jack of Fables,
right,
and I think maybe 2 or 3 issues of Cinderella, and that was it.
Yeah, because I know I'd read a couple by the time you showed up, by the time we got to interview. And now a year later, and well, things are going fairly well for you, I think.
I can't complain. No.
Yes. So you took over Superman from Michael Straczynski.
I did.
Do you know how many arcs they're allowing you to do, or how many you have planned out for now?
So far, all they will tell me is that I'm doing the last 8 issues of the grounded storyline.
Okay.
And what happens past that is above my pay grade. So they tell me that as long as I don't screw up, they'll find something for me to do, but I have no idea what it might be.
Okay. And then, let's see, issue 1 of your Superman-Batman arc just came out.
Actually, both of them came out.
Both of them are out. Yeah. Okay. I thought it was a 4-issue.
Well, I did issues 79 and 80. Okay. And then Cullen Bunn, the superstar, spectacular writer behind the Six Gun, is doing a 4-issue arc that just started. Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping he'd show up this year, but no guys.
Brian Hurt is here, and I was able to go sing their praises to Brian, so I could pass him along.
All right, so you're splitting that arc up together. Okay.
No, actually, my 2 issues were it. Yeah.
Okay, all right. And then, also due to the success of the first one, you're doing another Cinderella miniseries.
I am. Cinderella, Fables Are Forever.
Right.
The first issue came out a couple weeks ago.
So, as many Bond novels as there are.
I was joking today that eventually we're going to run out of Bond titles to rip off. But hopefully they'll make new Bond movies in the interim that we can then rip off.
Well, yeah, but do you really want to do Quantum Solace?
Well, we can make it work. Come on.
Okay, all right. That's true, because it's just the title and a thematic. It's not the plot reconstruction.
Yeah, I have this a notebook with a long list of all of my possible permutations of where can I plug the word fable into different spy movie titles. So awesome. We can go for a while.
Okay. Do you have anything else? Well, of course, there's iZombie, your creator-owned work that continues on. Yeah. With Mike Allred.
We're just about to wrap up the first year. Okay. Issue 12 is our first guest artist. It's a fill-in drawn by Gilbert Hernandez.
Oh, very nice, of Love and Rockets.
Yeah.
Yes. So is he doing the interior art instead of Mike? Or
yeah. Okay. So basically, we build into the schedule a little bit of breathing room for Mike, so he can keep doing fantastic work. And so about every 6 issues, there'll be somebody else coming in. Okay. Laura Allred, Mike's wife and collaborator, is doing the colors, so it kind of maintains this nice consistency. Okay. But somebody else will be doing the art.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Very nice. And so I presume you have multiple arcs of that planned out going forward.
Yes. We're just about to start the 3rd arc where everything gets crazy.
Oh, now everything gets crazy.
It was very tame before this. Starting with issue 13, everything gets wacky, and then in issue 14 we visit. We take a hard-hitting look at the competitive world, the world of competitive skee-ball.
Wow, I was not aware.
While the other half of the cast is being eaten by zombies.
Well, given the title, you sort of expect that to happen every so often. Yeah. Well, I mean that the titular character just tries to not.
Right. But she's a good zombie.
Right.
In issue 13, we'll meet a whole bunch of bad
zombies. All right. Fair enough. So that seems to be keeping you busy.
Well, I'm also doing a couple of books for Boom Studios at the moment.
Ah, okay.
I'm doing one of their 3 Stan Lee universe titles.
All right.
Starborn.
Starborn. Okay.
With art by Kari Randolph and colors by Mitch Gerard. Gerard, yes. It's a hard G, he told me.
Off camera, Kevin just gave a thumbs up, so you have at least one dedicated reader.
Awesome. I knew somebody was reading it. And then. What's the other thing? Oh, a 12-issue Elric miniseries.
Oh,
featuring a bunch of characters from Michael Moorcock's fantasy novels.
All right.
And there's a prologue that'll be one of Boom's 2 free comic book day offerings.
Very
in a couple of months.
Get people signed on.
Yeah.
Seemed to work well for Six Gun.
Yeah, yeah.
So was that one where Mark Waid pulled you in for the Stan Lee series, and you got to pitch a little more?
Yeah, the way that worked is cool. Actually, the managing editor, Matt Gagnon, was the one that first approached me and said, would you like to write one of these 3 Stan Lee books? And I think I just said yes immediately. I didn't even think about it. It was just it was just instinctual. It's like, would you like a drink? Yes, I would like a drink. And I guess, as it started unfolding, I got a little bit concerned that this would be one of those things where some big-name person essentially is rubber stamping a book, right? And they really don't have anything to do with it.
Sure.
And I got a little bit self-conscious, like, do I really want to do that kind of thing where someone else is getting credit or whatever? And very quickly it became apparent that was not this deal.
No.
And that Stan, it was the moment when Mark Waid, who was at that point the editor over those titles,
right,
called me at home to give me Stan Lee's notes on my script for the first issue.
Oh, well
so
then.
To unpack that a little, like Mark Waid knows who I am, has my phone number and is calling me to tell me what Stan Lee thought of something I've written that Stan Lee has now read. And that was difficult to get my head around.
That's quite a jump from I can't get anybody to return my phone calls at all.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. Now, has Stan wheedled out your phone number and calling you directly in the middle of the night?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, he just drunk dials me like, hey, what's going on? I got to have breakfast with him in San Diego. Mark and Paula Cornell, who was at that time writing the third book, and I got to see what Stan eats for breakfast.
All right.
So he's very good at eating.
Oh, all right. So he still has a good appetite.
Sure, yeah.
All right, good.
Dude, that guy's amazing. He had his lawyer / manager with him, and at one point, I think I or Mark asked him what he had lined up. This was, I think, the first full day of San Diego.
Okay.
And so his manager pulls out a little PDA and starts reading off a list of all these things. And I'm thinking, after he's gone on a number of items, that's a busy schedule for, to be fair, a man of advanced years for a weekend. And then he said, and then we'll have lunch. And then I realized that was that day.
Just the first 4 hours or so?
We were having breakfast at 8 o'clock in the morning. He'd already been interviewed by MTV that morning.
Okay.
Was going to go do a bunch of different stuff. And then his last scheduled item of the day was at midnight.
Wow.
At 9:30 in the morning, he broke a tooth, had to be rushed to a dentist to have the dental work done, and made it back to a panel at 10:30.
The man is a machine, really.
I was tired just watching it. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's just incredible.
Yeah.
So do you still get notes on your scripts now?
Yeah.
Okay. So he still pays attention.
Luckily, what's cool is that sometimes the note is, I like it. This issue works for me.
Great.
Which is cool. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you still haven't gotten this is horrible. Start over.
Yeah, you're fired. No. No.
All right. And how much do you work with Bill on plotting out the fables, or is Cinderella allowed to sort of exist somewhat? Because I know that occasionally they play into certain of the storylines that are going on, so how much do you need to know necessarily?
Well, it largely just kind of grows out of conversations I have with Bill. Like this second miniseries, my wife and I like to make cocktails and watch bad movies on a Saturday night.
I was going to bring up the drunk tweeting. Yes.
So we were drunk tweeting a movie that features a fairy tale character last year, and as I was watching it, I was like, this character, there was something about her. I don't want to spoil it. It's at the end of the first issue of Fables Are Forever, but I was like she's kind of menacing a little, and I can spoil it. It's been out for a month.
Yeah, it's been out. I read it. Yeah.
Screw it. Right. So we were watching The Wiz. It occurred to me that Dorothy Gale is killing witches in exchange for pay.
She is a mercenary.
She kills the first witch by accident when her house lands on her, and she gets magic shoes. She wants to get back to Kansas, and the Wizard of Oz says, I will help you, but only if you kill another witch. And she takes the job. That's a hit.
Yep.
And I was like, she's clearly good at it. She's killed off 2 witches and gets magic shoes and trip home. And it occurred to me that if she got a taste for it and became Dorothy Gale, witch killer for hire, she would make a good kind of opposite number for Cinderella.
Yeah, no, I mean, it plays into the similar from the main Fable storyline of Jack and Jill.
Yeah.
Where Jack is so menacing, and and Dorothy clearly in this series is horrible.
Yeah. She's not horrible.
No. I mean, she has a personality. She's not just evil incarnate.
She's mean.
She's just mean, yes.
She is.
And revels in it, clearly.
So what we'll get into as the series goes on is that Cinderella is this character who has clearly done very violent things or all kinds of she's killed people.
I mean, she's a mercenary in the name of good, essentially.
She's a patriot. So she is a killer for hire for a purpose. Whereas Dorothy is a killer for profit. She's a mercenary. And so the crux of the conflict between the two is Dorothy essentially saying to Cinderella, "You're not better than me," and Cinderella having to wrestle with, "Am I or am I not?"
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Good deal. So Superman Grounded. You take over from Straczynski. How much notes did you get on that, or did the editors allow you to sort of take where it's been and try to see how you can wrap that out?
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
You know, I think that so when I signed on, they sent me an outline that Straczynski had done for the remaining chapters.
Okay, so they sort of knew what was intended.
Yeah, but it's not so much like an issue, like a panel by panel outline, but more like kind of a high level overview. Here's what happens in each issue.
Okay.
And they also had, because of the contest, the Superman visiting towns.
Right.
They had this list of like, here are the towns and cities Superman has to visit in each issue. And they had a point at which they wanted Superman to get by the end. You know, it's in terms of character.
Okay. So you have like a Billy from Family Circus map of where Superman is around
exactly,
the
right. But then other than that, so long as I hit those notes, they were like, and you can do whatever else you want. So long as I got the major plot points from the outline and the geographical locations, and I got Superman to where he was supposed to be, I could essentially do what I wanted. And they have really, my working experience with Matt Idelson and Will Moss, who are the two editors on the Superman books, has been fantastic. Because I'll just say, hey, can I have a flashback where teenage Clark and a young Bruce Wayne defend a town from Vandal Savage and his armies in China because he's trying to find the road to Nanda Parbat? And they're like, yeah, do that. So that's what I'm doing.
There you go. Hey, there's now everybody knows at least one issue, a couple of panels they can expect.
Yeah, that's most of that issue, actually.
Really? Okay. Well, I guess, you need to flesh that out a little.
Yeah, that's that. There is a brief, like, 2-page flashback to the time that Clark and Lex were both in detention at Smallville High.
Oh, nice.
And there will be those on the internet who will be amused to discover why Lex is in detention.
All right.
There's an internet meme that is now going to be canon as a result of that.
Well, is that really why you got into comic book writing, was to see if you could create a cultural meme?
No, I just want to put them all in. Like, on Twitter, people will say, you know, it'd be really cool if you did this, and I'm like, all right, I'll do that.
And that's great for a fan to be able to feel like they influence something in some way.
Well, I'm a fan. I feel like I'm doing, like, they're paying me to write fan fiction. I've been making up Superman stories since I was 6, but now, like, super talented artists are drawing it.
Yes. And they give you a paycheck for it?
I know, it's nuts.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, this has been a busy year for you.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's all right, yeah. I mean, you got to drunk tweet and write scripts.
I know, right? Well, I used to teach middle school, man, and, like, after that, everything else is a cakewalk. This is easy.
Teenagers are evil. I mean,
Dorothy Gale, amoral.
Okay, there it is, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, but sitting down, making up stories and describing things that more talented people than me will have to draw is not hard. So.
All right. Anything else you can share? Any other things coming up that are worthy of mentioning?
I think that's everything I'm doing.
Still covers a fair amount of ground.
Yeah, it's some stuff. Yeah, I think that's it.
Is this the beginning of the con circuit for you? Are you hitting a few more this year now because of everything else?
Yeah, this is one of my 3 favorite shows. This one, Heroes Con in Charlotte, and Baltimore ComiCon are my 3 favorites. And I'm doing all 3 of those. I'm doing New York Comic Con, and I'm doing San Diego.
All right, so that's good. Did you add any this year specifically because of the Superman connection or all the other work you're doing?
Not really. I just like going to cons and meeting people that read the same comics I do and like them.
Right.
And seeing my friends. I mean, half the time when people come for me to sign a book, a comic of mine that they've read, we end up talking about some other thing. Like, we'll talk about Astro City for half an hour. That book's great.
Well, yeah.
And
that book is great.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just fun.
All right. Well, thank you much.
Sure.
Appreciate it. Good to see you again.
Happy to do it.
Backroompodcast.com. Thanks a lot.
Hey, Mr. Record Man, the joke's on you. Running your label like it was 1992. Hey, Mr. Record Man, you're